Usually, I would answer that question, or for years, by giving my resume. But what I realized in my 50s, so a little too old to have realized this, that I am who I am because of my great grandmother.
Mm-hmm.
We called her Ma Honey. Everybody else called her Miss Honey. Her name was Annie Coachman, and she owned a penny candy store where I used to work, a barbecue pit where she sold barbecue, a juke joint where I learned how
Wow.
to, play pool, and a bunch of rental apartments. And I used to follow her around to collect rent. So she owned these businesses on the black side of town in this small town called Indiantown, Florida, in Booker Park. And really, since I was born, I mean, she owned those businesses for way uh, before I was born, in the 40s. And so my whole life, I was raised in an entrepreneurial community. I didn't think of her that way. I didn't think of her as a businesswoman. I just thought of her as my great grandmother. But I
Mm-hmm.
realized that when I went from Indiantown to Brown, I became embarrassed or ashamed of my
Mm.
roots.
Yeah.
And I buried her and my whole upbringing, the first 17 years of my life. I buried and started to give credit to my success to Brown University, majoring in economics and Harvard Business School and all that stuff. And now, as I have aged and have really thought the origins of my success, I realize it was my great grandmother.